Is this the beginning of the end for all the Queen's men? What's good, y'all? She gets this Erica Vane, and I'm coming to you with another All the Queen's Men video, but this one is a little bit of a twist because it's not about what's happened episodically with the series that will be returning on July 24th. This is just a little bit of news from behind the scenes. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and turn your bell notifications so you don't miss out on any of my All the Queen's Men videos, content, and conversations. And first and foremost, I want to wish a happy early birthday to Christian Keys, the creator of All the Queen's Men. His birthday is on July 24th, and the show will be coming back for the second half of season 4 on that date. Now, in a TikTok video recently posted by Christian, he details quite a bit that's going on behind the scenes, and I wanted to make a video to kind of like talk about it because I'm starting to get weird vibes, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. I don't know what the future of the show will be. I'm hearing that they already shot season 5, so at least we will have season 5. But between the time that Christian came out and didn't name the person who sexually harassed him, I think about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, to now coming out and voicing certain concerns in this video, which I will detail. It's feeling like there's a relationship strain around producing this particular show, and he's already made a decision to not take any of the prequels that he's written or sequels that he's written down the same path that he's currently using for the main show. And I'm wondering if that could mean that we are going to see All the Queen's Men in sooner rather than later. Hopefully not, but I don't know. I took some notes and I will insert parts of his video here, but you can go to his profile, Christian Keys on TikTok, to watch the video in full for yourself, right? Okay, so one of the things that Christian talks about in this video is he's complaining about not getting the news about premieres and returns after hiatuses for the series ever since like season 2, right? Since then, the network is constantly like planning the drops and then not giving any notice to him, the creator, and maybe other people. And he has to go, like the rest of us, like me, to go and try to download the trailer that goes onto the social media and has to find out via social media or the internet that the show is coming back. He doesn't get any type of internal communication. And I think that he's right and justified in like complaining about that, as not only one of the creators or the creator of the series and executive producers, right? He is also on the show, starring on the show. And I would think that you will want to make all of the cast members aware so that even if they're not part of the dedicated press tour, if you do one, they can start to promote the moment that this news is available. But when you release news to the public via the internet before the cast even finds out, it leaves them blindsided and leaves them out the loop. And honestly, I can understand if that's a little bit demoralizing. And then again, for him to not only be a cast member, but a person who created it, it's literally like the show is moving without him, without his input, and that really kind of sucks.
To continuously find out that your show is coming back on the internet instead of finding out from the network, and I've mentioned that in previous seasons and it's still happening, or to see the trailer online and have to go search for the trailer so I can try to download the trailer for the hit show that I created for this studio and this network instead of getting it sent when everybody else is getting theirs. It does feel dismissive and disrespectful when it continues to happen and you've addressed it and it still happens. So at this point, I do not believe that the prequel series that I've written and the spin-off show, any prequel or sequels, I do not believe I'll be doing them with BET.
But that's also a part of what happens when you have your own IP and you sell it, right? So this is something that has come up on my channel quite a bit. There's so many people that's like, this is Tyler's show, this is Tyler's show. And I have been telling people from the very beginning, this show was created by Christian Keys. Christian sold the show to Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry Studios. And that's what happens, right? I have 2 pilots that I've written, a feature and a short. I have been shopping it to potential production companies and people to partner with to be able to take it to certain networks or streamers and get certain things made. The moment that I make a deal and sell the show, now my IP, my original idea, becomes an entity of whatever thing I sold it to. So yes, Tyler has a big push and a big stake in All the Queen's Men, but All the Queen's Men is Christian Key's brainchild. It comes from a book series that he has written called, I believe, Ladies Night. And that is where it was developed from. So all the people who want to make it seem like this is Tyler's show, it is executive produced by Tyler. And he came in and at one point was writing, I believe in season 2, when they took his created by credit, which we're going to talk about. But the show was originally created and the IP was originated by Christian Key's, and they did that deal in reference to him selling the show. Typical how most people sell. Same way that, for example, Quinta Brunson had the idea for Abbott Elementary and was able to partner with the production companies that she did, and they sold to ABC. That's why Abbott Elementary is on ABC. She still has a good amount of say because she's also a showrunner and starring on the show. However, now the network and the production companies also have an equal amount of say, and it becomes a part of them. So she becomes a partner in it and not just the owner of the particular idea once other people invest their money and, again, have acquired it from her. Just so that we're clear. But the other thing that he talked about was having to go to the WGA, which is the Writers Guild of America, the union that all screenwriters are in if you are a professional screenwriter. If you're writing for film or television, the stuff that we're seeing, whether it's on our TV screens or in the movies, then you are in the WGA, and that union is there to protect your interests. So Christian talked about briefly in this TikTok video having to go to the WGA to get support and going back to get his created by credit because for whatever reason, the studio, which is Tyler Perry Studios, removed his created by credit in season 2. It was there in season 1, but in season 2 it wasn't, and I guess it's now back there in season 3 because the WGA stepped in and assisted with that.
Whether you noticed or not, season 2, my created by credit was removed, and I asked to get it back, and they said no, and I ended up having to call the WGA, call the union to force the studio to give me my credit back that I had earned. I created this 15 years ago, and I've been working on it for 15 years. I think God gave it to me because he knew I was going to protect it, and I will. But some things, these things got to change.
And just so we're clear about that, when you create a show, the created by credit has to be there regardless. I go back to like All American, right? That show is based off of the story of Spencer Paysinger, a NFL football player who came from, Crenshaw area and has this whole story. But that show was also developed with April Blair, and she wrote the original screenplay for it. So when you watch All American from season 1 all the way up to where we are now, you'll see at the very beginning the credits say created by April Blair, even though April Blair has not worked on All American as a series or has not worked on that show since season 1. They are never supposed to take your created by credit because the created by credit it doesn't change with each season. While there's new writers and while there's might be a new showrunner or whatever, the person who created the original idea always created the original idea. That would have been like red flag number 1 for me of like, 1, he didn't write season 2, which we knew and I was spoken to because the writing is so different from season 1 to season 2, 3, and now where we're at now, the writing is starkly different. And it was very clear what was going on just by how the writing was. But that should have been a red flag in reference to not being on the same accord because I don't know the circumstances in which a studio would actually, or production partner, right, will go and remove the created by credit, which is something that you're supposed to get in perpetuity because you created the show. That is funny. That is some really, really funny business. And again, it's these little things that Christian is making us aware of that's making me very nervous of where we're going to go with the series. And if we're going to see, like past season 5, any more of Madam played by Eva in the same capacity in which we're seeing it right now, which I feel like the show could go very, very long, but it's these internal behind the scenes backdoor things that are happening that could be the thing that stops the show from going further. Another thing that he talks about is, he's not going to be working with BET anymore in reference to new shows. So with his prequels and his sequels, there is already a prequel at work or written, and he's decided on where to place it because there's a couple places who have piqued interest about it, but he refuses to work with BET specifically because of how they have been moving, not alerting him when certain things are planned to be released, not keeping him in the loop, and like the process being very, I guess, strenuous. And I was trying to really pay attention and listening to this TikTok because it's very clear, he is very clear when he speaks about whether it's the network, which would be BET/BET Plus, or if it's the studio, which would be Tyler Perry's Studios. Some things that he's saying, like the created by credit was removed by the studio, that's Tyler Perry's studio. But then other things he is saying, like this is actually the network, and he's speaking specifically to BET.
I'm speaking with some amazing people that are interested. other streamers. So the All the Queens Men universe will continue to thrive. I'm just not sure where it's going to be. It's not up to the studio. It's not up to the network. It's up to me, thankfully. So I will let you guys know where it's going to end up.
So what I was trying to really understand, and I don't necessarily know if I fully got it, is if he's decided that he's not going to work with Tyler Perry Studios anymore. And that to me is not clear. So I would love for y'all to listen and y'all to let me know what you actually think. It does sound like he's not going to work with BET and BET Plus or bring any of the additional content for the all the Queensmen universe, which he is expanding upon. There are other things in the work, which I'm actually excited for because I didn't know that. I haven't read the book, so I'm like, okay, it's a reason why you don't know that, but I'm actually excited to see it. But I'm wondering if that is going to now start to cover like Tyler Perry Studios as well. And what will that actually look like? Especially because Tyler has overall deals with quite a few networks. He has a 4-film deal with Amazon Prime. He has a TV deal with Netflix and then another TV deal with BET. So he's also in good with a bunch of places that Christian could be wanting to go and take his project to. And if he falls out with Tyler or Tyler Perry Studios, would that impact that? I don't know. That part.
So I'll figure out where it's going to be, but the universe will continue. All the Queensmen universe will carry on, and it'll continue to get even bigger and even better. The Vegas residency, I'm looking at next summer for the stage play, All the Queensmen Live. I'm hoping to drop it in Vegas at an amazing casino. I'm speaking with a couple casinos right now. Hoping to drop it in there next summer and then go on tour, hopefully to a city near you or to your city. So, and the play is written. It's incredible. So I'm really excited about that. So there's a lot of good news, a lot of great things going on within the All the Queensmen world. In the prequel and sequel space, unfortunately, there are going to be a few personnel changes. You know, sometimes it happens, unfortunately.
It's speculation. That part is not actually in the video. Now, there's going to be a Vegas residency next year where there's going to be the stage play of All the Queensmen, and that is going to start next summer, he said, which is interesting. I might actually go and check it out because I really do enjoy this content, depending on how they cast and depending on if it's too close to Magic Mike. I don't want no man throwing his penis all in my face and whatnot, but if y'all going to give a little bit of Broadway with a little bit of Cirque du Soleil, I'm sad. But if I got to deal with some dusty ass man grinding in my face with his, no, I ain't going to be able to do that. But he is doing that residency, and then right after that, he wants to be able to take the play on the road, which I think would be good. I'm wondering if Eva will be reprising her role as Madam if they do the stage play. She is currently or like just finished up doing Jason's lyric on the road, and I wish I got a chance to see that, but I didn't. I was just so busy in the last few months, and I didn't get a chance to go and check that out, but I wanted to. That to me could be very, very cool. And then last but not least, in the video, he talks about personnel changes because, well, with the prequels and sequels, so we will see some actors change because there's people showing up to production high, drunk, disrespectful in their dialogue, and just not moving in a professional manner.
Where some people get entitled or arrogant and unprofessional and, you know, start coming to work high and inebriated on a regular basis, or start saying whatever they want to when the camera's rolling and disrespectful ad libs and things, and those things will be addressed. So there may be some personnel changes, but the show will go on, and I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the future. I'm excited about July 24th, and I love and appreciate y'all. Thank you for the love and support for our favorite show.
I'm hoping that that's not Eva. I don't believe that that's Eva, but I'm wondering if it's some of those strippers that have become actors and like they're falling into like believing their own hype or like falling into their old ways or whatever. He didn't reveal who these actors actually are, but again, even revealing that's happening on the production now, I'm like, damn, how long can this show actually go if you don't really want to work with BET and BET Plus anymore? There was initially some static which was assumed was with Tyler, tied to that whole allegation years ago. Nothing's confirmed in reference to that being Tyler. And then also there's people on the show that are creating like an unpleasant, basically borderline hostile work environment. How much longer can this show go? Because it feels like it's a shit show in the making, but you still have all of this really great IP. Like, I, for one, am down. Thinking about a prequel, I would love to see Madam growing up with her dad and then the two sisters and like how they actually became how they became. I would love to see something about Blue at war, right? And maybe Blue's first love and like when Blue came out and all of that. Like that could be, to me, something for real. And then sequels, I'm not really sure where he is thinking about going, because he said that the prequels are already written, but there's ideas for sequels. But I am here for the whole All the Queen's Men universe being expanded. So I don't know. Those are all of the notes that I have from that particular TikTok video. I don't have a definitive answer, but for me and what I hear and thinking about my industry brain, it is not actually looking good. I would not be surprised if the 5th season of All the Queen's Men is the final season as we know it, which would suck because I think Eva's in her bag as Madam, and maybe she would still work with Christian. Christian has done interviews and spoken so highly of Eva, so maybe that would be the case. But I'm leaning towards like, yes, this is going to be honestly like the beginning of the end. So we need to enjoy what we have left. These 8 episodes and the rest of season 4 and maybe 16 that we might get in season 5 might actually be it. But I don't have definitive answers. I don't know for sure, but I would love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer them. And I'm going to be reaching out to Christian, so maybe I can get an interview at some given point to give y'all additional updates. It is a show that we really enjoy. Y'all love to hear me talk about it, and I love to watch it and talk about it. So it's going to suck to see it go, but we're definitely going to enjoy it while it's still here. I'm your guest, She Let Us Talk TV with. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one.
My job. I'm gonna make them regret they ever stepped foot in my club. Do you know it's priceless?